Okay, so let's jump right in. So this is what the packaging looks like that it comes in. It says stay naked, weightless liquid foundation up to 24-hour wear. Let's see. A lot of this is in a different language. What does it say? Flexible, breathable, real skin, matte finish, medium buildable coverage, does not transfer, minimizes the appearance of pores, stay true color, waterproof, vegan formula, does not contain animal derived ingredients or byproducts. And I got the shade 71WY. And fun fact, the original Naked foundation was the first foundation that I bought, like high-end foundation from Sephora or Ulta, when I first started getting into makeup, like it was like 6-7 years ago, whenever I first started getting into makeup. Let's see here. And so this is what the packaging looks like. It is like a plastic packaging, which I don't mind. It still looks pretty. You know, glass packaging is really hard to travel with, so I actually really like this. It's very sleek and pretty, and it comes with a pump, of course. So let me go ahead and prime my skin. I'm gonna prime with stuff that I normally prime with, just because I feel like that's the best way to test it out. So of course it's gonna be my Cover FX gripping primer, and I'm going to mix in a little bit of the Banana Bright face primer. Now you guys know that I'm not like really a big matte person, so this is really going to be interesting for me. I was kind of drawn to it, like I said, one, because of the original Naked foundation, two, because I have been going for more skin-like finish, and with summertime being here, I felt like, you know, I wanted a good matte foundation, and hopefully one that's like matte but not like cakey matte, and this is medium to buildable, so I think that this is going to be up my alley when it comes to a matte foundation. And you can always, by putting a hydrating or, you know, glowy type of product underneath, you can definitely make a matte foundation more, not dewy, but you can make it more like natural finish. So, all right, so I'm gonna go in with one side with a brush, and I'm going to use the NYX brush that I've been loving, in 03. It just says 03 on here. I don't remember the name, but I'll try to leave it down below. And I'm just gonna shake it just because, I don't know, I always shake them. And it says it's up to 24-hour wear. I'm not gonna wear it for 24 hours, but definitely going to test it out as long as I can. Your girl finally got a ring light. If you guys, I don't know if you could tell, let me know how the lighting is. Hopefully it's decent lighting right now. So this is what that looks like, and it's kind of more waterier than I expected. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with this. And I think that this color is a good color for me. And this was 2 pumps that I put on the back of my hand. And it's definitely dried down a little matte, but I feel like with the primer, it's not too matte. And I still have a little bit on the back of my hand, but I'm gonna go in with one more pump and do the other side with this Sonia Kashuk sponge. And this is that side. So this is the side with the sponge, and this is the side with the brush. Let me know what you're thinking. I can already tell the coverage is a little bit more with the brush, of course, but for like more luminosity and not as matte finish, the sponge is definitely winning. So I'm just gonna go over everything with this sponge. And you can build it up, obviously. This is kind of like my perfect layer right here, because once you put concealer and everything down on top of it, I feel like it builds up to the coverage that I'm looking for. But you can obviously go in, like I'm gonna go in with one more pump just in like certain areas, actually like half a pump. I'm just gonna dot it on the area. So like I have a blemish right here in the middle of my forehead. I have some hyperpigmentation here. But these are also all areas, like I said, that I'm gonna go in with concealer, so you don't necessarily need to do this. But just for the video's sake, I'm gonna go in. Yeah, and so this is what that is looking like so far. I really like it. I feel like the finish, it's definitely more matte than I normally love, but it's not like a dry matte. Like it's definitely more of a skin type of matte. And like I said, that could be because of the primers that I used. I definitely think that using a sponge helps with that. It's still like it's kind of sticky, and it did kind of like transfer a little bit, so I'm not sure what they meant by transfer proof. Maybe it needs a little bit more dry time, I'm not sure. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to the concealer, and of course it comes in the same kind of packaging as the foundation, and I have the color 70NY. So this one was 71WY and this one's 70NY. And they have a really good selection of shades. I do feel like the jump in concealers was way higher, but I feel like you can do that with concealers because one concealer shade can work for a couple different foundation shades. But this is what the packaging looks like. I already got my fingerprints up there, but I think the packaging is really, really pretty. I like it. And again, fun fact, the Too Faced, oh my gosh, the original Naked foundation from Urban Decay was my jam. I think if you go back to like one of my first videos, that was like my like go-to for a very, very long time. And then the Tarte Shake Tape came in, and then of course now the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. But I did really, really love the Urban Decay one. So this is what the doe foot looks like. It's really cool. It has like a little curve, and let's just go right into it. It's definitely more thick than the foundation for sure. See if I can get away with not re-dipping. No, I definitely need to dip back in. Yeah, so it's definitely way more thicker than the foundation. It also kind of feels like it's drying already, so I'm gonna go in. Normally I would let it sit, but with this being a new foundation, a new concealer, I don't really know too much about it. I blend it out beautifully, but I don't feel like there's a lot of coverage. I have some pigmentation here, like lightened discoloration on my skin, and I can definitely still see it. But this is blending out beautifully. Yeah, blending out beautifully. And I really like this color, especially with this foundation. So this is what that is looking like. And I think it looks really good. It's definitely not a full coverage concealer off the bat. So I can go in with more, which I'm going to just for the video purposes. But like I said, I don't need like a full on like super full coverage type of foundation. It's not like my thing. I just like an even base, an even layer. And so this would be good for me. But for the video, I am going to go in with more. So I would go in with more, and I am going to go in with more down here. Like I said, just because there is some discoloration down there, and I do want to take care of that. I don't feel like a lot comes out on this applicator. Like, you do have to dip into it a couple times. And I do think if maybe I would have let it sit longer like I normally do, I probably would have got a little bit more coverage out of it. So I am going to let it sit for a second. Yeah, so this is what that is looking like. And I think it looks really, really good actually. I really am loving the shade. I'm loving how everything blended out. Yeah, really, really, really good. It's obviously starting to crease just a little bit underneath the eyes. Everything does it on me. I have a big crease right there in my eye, so it's just everything gets caught there. That's why it's really important. And you'll see me make like super ugly faces when I'm setting my under eye, because I like to look up and try to keep looking up while I'm setting it so I don't set the crease. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and set the eye, finish off the rest of my face, and then I'll come back and kind of let you know how everything worked out as far as like applying onto the skin. I'm not gonna talk during, but I will go ahead and show you how, you know, I do my face. So. Okay, so this is the final look. I am liking how it's sitting. I feel like my under eyes are really dry looking, and that's probably not the concealer. I think that's the powder. I used the Fenty Beauty Honey Pro Filter powder, and I don't know, I feel like maybe it was the way I applied it or what, I'm not sure. I'm gonna put this Hourglass underneath the eye. I just mix them all together. See if that'll do anything. Not really. just kind of made it bright. It's really hot. I'm not even outside yet. My eyes are watering. So this is kind of going left, I feel like. But it looks good. I'm not going to lie. Like I said, my under eyes, I don't know. There's something about them today that is just killing me. And I don't know why. They just look like really dry. So I'll have to definitely try the concealer again with a different powder. I don't know, that powder is like really finicky. I feel like it's beautiful if you get it right, and then it's not if you don't, and I just didn't get it right today, I feel like, because it's very dry underneath my eyes. But everywhere else, it looks like really good. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go about my day. I have some errands to run, so I'll do some check-ins outside in natural light now that I have a ring light. I'll try to keep it on as long as I can. And yeah, check in with you later. Okay, so it has been a long day. The time is now 10:25. I hope you can see that. Yeah, 10:25. Anyways, the time is now 10:25. I've had this on pretty much almost 12 hours. I started putting this on around like 11-ish. So yeah, this is what it's looking like. You guys already know how I felt about my under eyes today, so we're not going to dwell on that. But even though I wasn't feeling that great about them, it held up beautifully. So I can't wait to try this with a different powder underneath the eyes. But everything else, I did get obviously a little glowy, but definitely not as much as I expected it to. Nothing broke apart. This foundation like really looks great for almost 11 hours. Like this is definitely, I can definitely see the 24-hour wear claim. So let me just kind of go through like the checklist that's on the box. So it says flexible. It definitely is flexible. I don't feel like it's sitting on my skin or heavy. My skin is a little tighter than normal. But I feel like that's like it, like mixed with my gripping primer, I feel like it's like solid on my skin. So like when I smile, I can feel that my skin is just a little bit tighter than normal. It doesn't like irritate me or anything, but it's definitely like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. So like, it's not that I feel the foundation on my skin where it's like heavy, but it's definitely like, you can feel that your skin is a little tight. I mean, that's kind of how I could say. So I don't know about the whole like super flexible, like my skin moves around, if that's what they're saying. It's definitely breathable. I agree with the whole real skin matte finish, because it, even earlier, like even though it was more matte, it definitely looked more skin-like. It wasn't like a flawless like double wear, like not necessarily cake matte, but like, you know, like double wear, Estee Lauder double wear, which is why I don't really like it, is it's just like you put it on and it's immediately like you can tell that this is foundation. It doesn't look like it's part of your skin. This doesn't do that at all. It definitely looks like it's my skin. Medium buildable, I agree with that. And I don't think it did transfer. Like, I gave a friend a hug today, nothing came off. Like, yeah, I definitely agree with the no transfer proof. I was really skeptical about that earlier because when I put it on, I felt like it was still a little wet, but once it settles down, it's definitely transfer proof. It says it minimizes the appearance of pores. I don't necessarily agree with that. I feel like my pores are just as prominent as any other foundation. So I'm gonna call bluff on that one. But let's see what else. Stay true color, definitely agree. I don't feel like it oxidized at all. It definitely stayed really good. This is a really, really good color for me. Working with artificial lighting, and I was looking back at the footage, I realized that this lighting does kind of make anything that's closest to it appear lighter. So like my face appeared a little bit lighter than my body earlier, whereas I think right now it looks pretty true to color, but this is like a really spot on foundation color for me. Yeah, and then waterproof is the only thing, which I didn't test that out today, but I did want to show you guys this shadow. Oh my god, it's been on all day, not even like creasing at all. I'm gonna be putting this in a favorites. It probably is gonna be up before this, so you definitely know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so far I'm really loving this. I'm obviously going to continue to wear it because this is kind of just a first impression / wear test. So I will definitely update you guys in a later video, but as of today, I definitely can go ahead and say that if you are looking for truly long wearing foundation that is more on the matte side than like natural satin or even dewy finish, this is definitely that foundation for you. I kind of love going either way. I love matte foundations and I can make them into more natural skin finishes, but I also can work with a natural dewy finish foundation and make it more matte. So yeah, that is it for this video. It has been a long day. I do hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know what you're thinking down below if you plan on picking this up. Also let me know like what else you guys want to see from me coming up here soon, like whether it's a specific foundation or you know what it is that you guys want to see. But thank you so much for watching. Until next time, guys. Bye.